Look, I want to get into the stuff people don't talk about in the first look videos. Ownership, because specs on a press release are one thing, but what's it actually like to live with a Zeekr in the UK in 2027? Let's talk charging first, because that's where Zeekr flexes hard. Every one of these cars runs 800-volt architecture as standard. That used to be Porsche Taycan money, now it's going mainstream. What does that mean for you? Pull up to a GridServe or Ionity 350 kilowatts charger, and the 7X goes 10 to 80% in 13 minutes. The 7GT and 001 with the big 100 kilowatt-hour pack do it in about 13 to 15 minutes. Even the base Zeekr X with 400V model still charges faster than a lot of 60,000-pound German EVs. And they all have vehicle to load, so you can run your campsite, power tools, or even your house in a blackout. That's not gimmick tech anymore. People use it. Now interiors, because this is where Zeekr go from interesting to wait, what? Sit in a 7X, and the first thing you notice is a 16-inch OLED screen. It rotates. It tilts toward you when you get in. There's a 35-inch augmented reality head-up display that basically turns the windscreen into a video game. Rear passengers get their own screens, reclining zero-gravity seats, and yeah, that fridge I mentioned. It's not a gimmicky glove box cooler either. It actually chills and heats, so baby bottles or champagne, your call. The Zeekr X takes a concept car vibe even further. No B-pillar on some trims, so when you open the front and rear doors, it's a completely open space. The center console slides from front to back. The front passenger seat folds totally flat into a lounger. It's the kind of stuff we used to see at Geneva Motor Show and assume would never make production. Zeekr just built it. The 001 is the enthusiast one. On paper, it's a shooting brake, but drive it and it feels like an EV6 GT mixed with Panamera. Air suspension is standard, adaptive dampers, and rear-wheel steering on the top trims. But here's the killer app, CATL's Chilean battery. The 140 kilowatt-hour version does 641 miles CLTC, which translates to roughly 480 miles WLTP. That's London to Fort William on one charge with range to spare. And because it's 800V, you're not stuck for an hour when you do stop. Even if you never use all 536 horsepower, knowing you've got that range kills the last bit of EV anxiety. Let's do quick UK comparisons because that's what you're here for. Zeekr X versus Volvo EX30. Same platform, but Zeekr gives you more power, more screen, and more theatre for similar money. Expected £35,000 to £42,000. Zeekr 7X versus Tesla Model Y long range. 7X charges twice as fast, has a better interior, real buttons for key stuff, and LiDAR for better driver assistance. If it lands at £44,995 like we think, it's £8,000 cheaper than a 9.3 with more kit. Zeekr 001 versus BMW i4 M50 or Kia EV6 GT. The 001 is bigger, faster charging, longer range, and you'll never see another one at the services. For £55,000 to £65,000, it's a lot of car. But let's be real about the risks, because hype without balance is useless. First, dealers. Zeekr hasn't announced its UK retail plan. Will they go direct-to-consumer like Polestar with spaces in shopping centers? Will they partner with existing Volvo dealers? You need to know where you're taking it if something goes wrong. Second, software. Chinese infotainment is amazing when it works, but UK nav, Spotify integration, voice control that understands a Yorkshire accent, that stuff needs local tuning. Zeekr says the EU cars are already tuned for Europe, not just exported China models. That's promising. Third, residuals. Right now, a BYD or GWM loses value faster than a Tesla. Zeekr is positioning higher, with Geely backing, but it'll take 2 to 3 years before we know if a 3-year-old 7X holds money like a 9.3. If you're leasing or on salary sacrifice, that matters less. If you're buying cash, go in eyes open. Here's what I'm watching for over the next 12 months. 1. UK pricing. If Zeekr undercuts Tesla by £5,000 and BMW by £10,000 like they have in Europe, they win. 2. Warranty. In Europe, they are doing 5 years on the car, 8 years on the battery. Match Kia's 7 years in the UK and buyers will feel safe. 3. Charging partnerships. If they bundle Ionity or Octopus Electrovoice credit, that removes a barrier. 4. Insurance. Group ratings will decide if the 646 brake horsepower 7X is affordable for normal families. So who should actually wait for Zeekr in 2027? If you're buying a Model Y or 9.3 in 2026, I'd hang on. The 7X is newer tech, faster charging, and likely cheaper. If you want something compact and wild, the X makes an EX30 look boring. If you're a car enthusiast who's tired of saloons and SUVs, the 001 is the only shooting brake EV at this price. If you need cheap wheels now, get a used Milligram 4. But if you're planning a 3 to 4 year lease or PCP from 2027, Zeekr deserves a test drive. Final thought before we wrap. The UK went from 0 to 5 Chinese EV brands in about 18 months. BYD, GWM, Omoda, JQ, now Zeekr. But Zeekr is the first one that feels like it's targeting Audi and BMW, not just Milligram and Nissan. They've got Volvo's safety knowledge, Lotus's handling know-how, and Chinese tech speed. That combo hasn't existed before. 2026 is a toe in the water with the 7GT 2027 is a cannonball. So tell me this, if Zeekr launched tomorrow and the 7X was £47,000, the X was £37,000, and the 001 was £59,000, which one are you ordering? And what's the one thing they need to get right for you to trust a new brand? Drop it below. If you want me to do a full 7X versus Model Y spec battle when UK prices land, comment 7X versus Y and I'll make it happen. And look, this channel is all about no BS EV buying advice. I'm going to be at the UK launch event. I'm going to get these on the road, and I'll tell you straight if they're brilliant or if they're just hype. So hit subscribe, tap the bell, and let's figure out this new wave of EVs together. Catch you in the next one, and if you see a Zeekr X on the M25 in 2027, flash me. We'll know we made it.